People's Progressive Party PPP Councillor Carol Trim has raised concerns about the effectiveness of a recently constructed culvert in Vryman's Erven, New Amsterdam, questioning whether it was properly designed to mitigate flooding in the area. Speaking during the New Amsterdam Mayor and Town Council's statutory meeting on Tuesday, February 25, 2025, Councillor Trim, a resident of Vryman's Erven herself, pointed out that during heavy rainfall, water levels were overtopping the concrete structure.
I think when there's a heavy rainfall, somebody needs to check that out because the water level is overflowing that concrete structure that's there. So someone needs to check it out when the rainfall. It's not, in my perception, I'm not engineering, but it doesn't seem to be probably that it should be raised a bit higher off because it's on the same level with the road.
In response, Deputy Mayor Kirk Fraser explained that the recent heavy rainfall contributed to the issue and that the culvert's floodgate had malfunctioned at the time.
We would have experienced 4 heavy days of downpour. I don't know if it was here in Guyana, but we experienced 4 days of heavy downpour, and unfortunately at that same time the Culvert gave up. Hence, we were able to get overtopping. That was the reason. We sought assistance through the engineer from NDIA for the pumps to be working. Mayor and the rest of the people would be aware that I was out since about 3:30 in the morning, trying to see how we could have gotten the 2 doors to open. 2 doors weren't open, and at 6:05 on that morning, then is when we were able to get pump attendants to start pumping so that we could have gotten water.
Trim, however, maintained that the culvert should have been built at a slightly higher elevation to prevent consistent flooding in the area.
While I appreciate the fact that there was an intervention, it doesn't negate the fact that the the structure needed to be a little higher than the road. So whether you have a flood or not, even if the flood comes, by now we all know Vryman is on the water. So we should ask the engineer to do a better job in making it a bit higher.
Fraser defended the engineering approach, stating that the structure's design took into account the need for proper water flow.
The engineer that we use is an engineer that is attached to the Regional Democratic Council. And I think that most of their design, Pastor Rose is there, and he would have complemented what was done. We cannot go higher than the road surface. And the reason being is that we're catering for water. If we go higher, it therefore means that the system will not pour. If you check to the front, there is a door there, a self-acting door. And I hope that we appreciate. We had extremely, outside of those 4 days, we had extremely heavy rainfall, and into the roads covered. And I think that we are moving in the right direction. A little bit more work, a little bit more cooperation from the municipality and central government, and he's going to get it right.
Kyla Rollins, the LRTVS NewsWatch.